When it comes to the geography of Spain, it is located on the southwest region of Europe and it sits right above Africa. The climate of Spain, it varies from the different regions that it's broken into, and that is 5 regions, which is called Green Spain, Inland Spain, the Pyrenees, Mediterranean Spain, and Southern Spain. And this is just different regions broken down. Most people are usually familiar with Mediterranean Spain because of Mediterranean food. Moving on, the climate of Spain is mostly a comfortable area to live in. It's not too hot or too cold. The highest it usually gets around summertime is 68 degrees. And the coldest it will usually get is 49 degrees. Moving on to the history of Spain. Spain was influenced by many other civilizations. For one, it was influenced by the Roman civilization, and today they still are influenced by the Roman civilization. They still have laws that come from Roman ideology. And as far as the Iberian Peninsula, that was controlled by the Moors, and the Moors are Muslims of Europe, well, mostly Spain. And here is a picture. All right. Speaking on the Christian conquest, this is when the Romans invaded Spain and they would influence Spain. Moving on. Moving on to the Napoleon period. Napoleon, as he revolted against French, he incorporated his brother to rule Spain. As far as Spain's government goes, it is a monarch system. But the difference with former monarchs and Spain's monarchs today is that it actually has a democratic system. Like, the people of Spain still get to vote on certain things. But as far as the government is laid out, they do have a king. And once the king steps down or dies, it goes to the oldest son or the eldest daughter. And here's a picture of that system. You have the king, you have the king, the prime minister, the council, you have parliament, then you have the senators, As far as Spain economy, they have not been a great economic state. That's one of their focuses today, is that they build their economy back up so that it can be valued with some of the top countries in this world. As well as Spain's economics, most of the economics are relied upon tourism, and most of the tourism comes from the Mediterranean area. And the reason for that is because they have food courts, they have food markets, I'd rather say, food markets that catch the attention of people from all around the world. As far as Spain as a work day, they typically work a 9 to 5, but the difference from their 9 to 5 is that they take a 4-hour break in certain areas, certain jobs. And in certain jobs, they come back from work after 5 and they work till 9 or 8 o'clock at night. As far as environment goes for Spain, they suffer from droughts every year, and this is a serious problem that Spanish people face. And the problem is that most of Spain's land is covered with forests. So when it's a drought and they don't have any rain, the forests catch fires. And because of more than 50% of Spain being covered by forests, like Spain is in danger to catch fire, and many people lose their lives every summer. As far as individualism, Spain does not like the influence of of people on the outside because it has been influenced, rather conquered many times and under the influence of many different states. So Spanish people and governments, they are not friendly with other governments, and they have not joined the United Nations until the late 1960s. No, it wasn't the 1960s. It was the 1990s that they joined. As far as housing in the urban areas, it relates to America because it's more of a project style housing, development housing. And moving forward in my class, I would just discuss different ways Spain moves from America and just the influence that it has and just the culture. And then we'll talk about how Spain relates. Also, another interesting fact about Spain is that for secondary education, it is optional for students to continue going. And this is a problem because most of the people that it affects are the urban area and rural area young students. And just moving forward, I would discuss with my class and I would create charts and diagrams just to discuss the differences and compare Spain and the United States.